Hello, everyone, and welcome to Inside the Newsroom. I'm Maddie Paul. Inside the Newsroom, we bring you the trending stories of the KELOLAND area, and we bring on our newsroom staff members to talk about these trending stories. They just happen to be the same trending stories that you see every day on our newscasts and online on KELOLAND.com. Let's get started with our first trending story of the day today, because that's what Inside the Newsroom is all about. We want to make sure we give you what you've been seeing every day on those newscasts and online. I'm just making sure that I have the correct story ready to go here, and it looks like I do. And I want to start off on a bit of a somber note. Teammates, friends, brothers. It's how Zach Harder, Reed Harder, and Chandler Chuck Bakley have known each other. Reed and Chuck lost their lives in a crash Friday in what the South Dakota Department of Public Safety describes as whiteout conditions. Dan Santella caught up with their brother, friend, and teammate, Zach.
You didn't go anywhere where somebody was, disappointed to see one of those guys.
Zach Harder of Elk Point says his brother Reed Harder and their friend Chandler Chuck Bakley, shown here at Reed's wedding, were the kind of people who lifted others up.
They made you feel noticed and made you feel like you were important to them, and they weren't gonna, they weren't going to overlook you and act like you didn't matter.
And it makes sense that Zach is wearing this amateur baseball jersey when he shares how his two teammates with the Winter Cologne Pheasants made him feel.
We'll be, wearing those for the prayer services and the funerals. That's what those guys, that would have been their jam. That right there, they would have done the same thing for me or any of us on the team.
Reed was 28 years old and Chuck was 27. They each lived in Mitchell and together had played baseball for Dakota Wesleyan University.
Those two made me feel like I was really important to them. And like they needed me. But I needed them too.
It's that kind of brotherhood which the best teammates foster.
I lost what feels like two brothers and two best friends.
As Reed and Chuck's loved ones mourn and remember them, Zach says it's important to hold on to all the memories created together.
They're playing ball and Chuck's catching and Reed's playing second. And that's nothing but nice fields where they're at.
Makes you emotional going back on a story like that. I mean, stories surrounding grief are never easily, and this is something that is really fresh in the story. So Dan, how did you have to prepare to cover this story? Like, what kind of conversations had you had with Zach before going into the actual interview?
A few text messages, and seeing if it would be okay if we could talk with him about this, about how people are remembering his friend and his brother and his teammates, and if he would be comfortable with that. And he said, yes, absolutely, okay. So he set up a Zoom interview time, and just, I think the first thing I said to him was, so sorry for what happened. I think empathy is a hugely important trait in quality journalism. And so, he's someone, he's lost two huge people to him. And I think one of the bigger things I wanted to find out for this story, so readers and viewers could learn, is what they meant to him, right? How they made him feel. Because we all have these people in our worlds who are just tremendously important. We can't imagine the world without them. They had helped define it. And then for the interviewee there, for Zach, they're gone now. And so, yeah, I actually did find myself thinking during the story when I was writing it and putting it together about some people in my world who I can't imagine being without. And so I think that helped this come to fruition.
With that being said then, was it a lot of allowing Zach the time to just kind of speak? Did you direct certain ways? Was it kind of more of a conversation? Was it more question answer? Like how did you approach
it was
that?
just kind of, kind of said, okay, where do they live? And how old were they? We established that at different points in the interview. But, the first off is just, we're so sorry for your loss. And how did they make you feel? What do they mean to you? What kind of people were they? And it was clear during the interview that he was purposeful in wearing his that baseball jersey. And that was very intentional on his part. So I wanted to ask about that. Too, and that as this interview went on, it's like I'm sorely going to approach this through the lens of teammates in baseball, because that sort of was one of the unifying themes for all of them as they knew each other, and so that it kind of in the end took on sort of a sports teammate flavor.
So then, was there a moment during that interview that kind of shifted or deepened the story for you?
No, I think it's always a difficult conversation. But I mean, just judging by the type of reception this is receiving online and the number of people sharing it on social media, and these people mattered to others. They had impacts on South Dakota. Ergo, it's important, I think, for us to cover stories like this and show people what they meant to people, because their worlds were impactful on other worlds in South Dakota, in baseball, of course, with their families and their friends. And so that's, for all those reasons, it's important to do a story like this.
Would you say that was kind of a goal for this story then?
Yeah. And just to give, I could tell within the first few moments of that interview that Zach really wanted to share his thoughts on Reed and Chuck. Really wanted to, and then yep, I want to give him the opportunity to do exactly that, to share what he wants to share about them.
Do you think there's anything else that our viewers should know?
Just obviously I didn't take those photos. Those photos were Zach sent them to me, so that was really appreciated to help paint that picture there. We have the sort of the funeral arrangements that are set in, I believe, KELOLAND and Martin for them. And so some further details are available in the story on that if people are curious about that.
Dan, thank you for sharing details here at the Digital Desk. And as Dan was saying, we have more information about prayer services and funerals on our website right now under the story. Just scan that QR code that you see on your screen now to take you to KELOLAND.com's homepage, where you can find Dan's story now. And stay with us for more on Inside the Newsroom. We're going to have more trending stories when we come back after the break. And welcome back to Inside the Newsroom. A fire at an apartment building in Brookings this weekend left 10 people without a home. Now, the American Red Cross is helping them recover from this disaster. Sydney Hoyer tells us how the organization gets people back on their feet.
Around 9:30 on Saturday night, this apartment caught fire. The Brookings fire marshal thinks it started in a bathroom in the basement. The damage is estimated to be around $85,000. Now, 10 people are without a home, and the American Red Cross has stepped in to provide some relief.
They contact our dispatch center. Our dispatch center then reaches out to local volunteers who meet the clients. When they meet the clients, they do what we call intake. While they're conducting this intake, they gather information, and the American Red Cross provides a one-time financial donation to help address their immediate needs post-fire.
That money can be used to get a hotel room for the next few days, but the organization doesn't stop there.
Our caseworkers will help combine the clients of fires with the services available in the community, different groups that have options for housing.
Aside from housing, the American Red Cross helps replace medications and other medical supplies.
We help the families, especially with some of the higher cost medications, so that they can pay to get them back. We also, if they lose their CPAP or other medical items, wheelchairs, we help obtain new medical supplies that were destroyed in the fire. We also have a portion or a program that provides eyeglasses.
The American Red Cross helps with any fire in the area as long as someone reaches out.
If you know somebody that's displaced by fire, reach out to the American Red Cross. We have options to provide. We're not always contacted. It'd be great to get to all the home fires within the area.
And Sydney Hoyer joins us at the digital desk now to talk more about this story. Sydney, what was it like for you being at the scene of the fire or the aftermath of the fire yesterday, seeing it and recording that home? How long were you out in Brookings?
I was there for a pretty short time, actually. It was pretty cold out, but I tried to get quite a few kind of angles of that building because it is a smaller building, and I went there not really knowing what to expect, if it was going to be a large apartment building or it ended up being a pretty small apartment building.
So then what was your game plan for visuals? Was there something that you were specifically trying to look for with the building?
Yeah, so I zoomed in on it, and you may have kind of seen there was that red sort of caution tape over some of the doors, which definitely clued me into, yep, this is the right place. And then you notice that all of the cars are gone from the area where they're meant to park. And so it's just kind of showing that it's empty and I guess sort of abandoned right now.
How did you decide what kind of story angle you were going to take? Because we knew about the news of the fire that happened at that place for Brookings, but what kind of angle were you going into? How did you decide it? Did that angle change at any point?
Yeah, and I had hoped to kind of talk to either somebody that lived there or someone with the fire department there, but nobody was available. It was a holiday yesterday, but we found out that the Red Cross was helping people, and so I was like, that's a pretty interesting angle, that they don't just help with big disasters like hurricanes, but even things as small as house fires.
Right. This story started as details of the apartment fire and did transform into how the American Red Cross helps displaced families. I found myself seeing hope from this story, even though it's coming from something that is tragic. Was there a certain tone that you were trying to aim for with this story?
I think just highlighting how much the American Red Cross really does. They're willing to step in for any situation as long as someone reaches out and lets them know that a family is in need and a family needs help with, a house fire or whatever the situation may be. He made it very clear that they are always there and always willing to help.
Is there anything else that you think our viewers should know?
Honestly, I think we covered everything pretty well.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Sydney, for being here at the digital desk to share more details. And everyone stick around. We'll have more on Inside the Newsroom when we come back after the break. And welcome back to Inside the Newsroom. Lawmakers had a break yesterday for Martin Luther King Jr. Day, but the 2026 South Dakota legislative session is back at work today, and KELOLAND News will continue to cover the developing stories in Pierre. And there's actually different ways for you, our viewers, to learn about what's going on out in Pierre. You can join KELOLAND Plus every Friday at 3 o'clock Central Time to watch KELOLAND in Session. This show will highlight the KELOLAND news coverage of the 2026 South Dakota legislative session. You can hear from reporters and photojournalists as they travel to Pierre. We talk to lawmakers, we interview our own Capitol Bureau reporter, Bob Mercer, and we even preview the week ahead. So KELOLAND in Session is live at 3 o'clock on KELOLAND Plus every Friday, and then it will be available on demand afterwards. We have another option that you can learn about more legislative session news. KELOLAND News offers a dedicated web page to the developments coming out of the legislative session. Here you can find the most recent news, some background information about the session's existence, examples of what a bill looks like, details about the Senate and the House, and even some past coverage that we've had of past legislative sessions. I believe it goes all the way back to 2023. We can take a look at that in a second. We always start off with a video. Again, that background information about the South Dakota legislative session, details about the Senate and House, an example of what a bill would look like. And then this is our past coverage of legislative sessions. That's 2025. Here you can find 2024, and I believe we go back to 2023. Let's see if it goes further than that. It doesn't. We just stop at 2023 there. But all the way at the top is all the news coming for the 2026 legislative session. And don't forget about KELOLAND in Session, only here on KELOLAND Plus, so you can receive more news in just a quick recap of everything that's happened for the week and going into the week ahead. We still have a lot to talk about on Inside the Newsroom today, and always with these trending stories. So stick around for more coming up next after the break. You are watching Inside the Newsroom. And welcome back to Inside the Newsroom. Scott was giving me a countdown. Right? You were doing like,
I'm giving you the silent treatment now.
That's not good content.
No, that's not good content.
That's not
is
good
it?
content.
I was doing the
For all our visual audience members, yes, Scott was doing the countdown. For all our audio listeners, I'm sorry that you heard nothing.
So, how are we doing today? First thing you noticed about me is I'm not wearing blue.
Yeah, dude, that was crazy. You
Not
walk
wearing
in and
blue,
I'm
but
like,
I
who
do
even
have
are
this.
you?
I have the snowflake tie on
And why is that?
because there's snow in the forecast.
Oh my. It's like he plans these things.
I do.
It's like he thinks about
Is
it.
it going to be cloudy today? I'll wear something dark, gray.
And every
Is
other
it
day,
sunny? Probably blue,
Blue.
yellow with the tie combo.
because it's always a base blue or gray.
Yeah,
We've
usually.
established this.
Yeah. Yep. I like that.
You like that. You know, one thing that we were talking about yesterday on Inside the Newsroom was our little setup here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's fascinating? I was telling you this. Okay, let me just sidetrack actually for a second. I posted a TikTok of you on Monday, and it was you at the desk, like just doing a quick
TikTok.
stop. You know what I'm talking about. And it was you doing weather in 90, and it was like behind the scenes kind of. I just did a quick like little. You called it the drone. We talked about this.
This was on yesterday's show.
Yeah, and there was an interesting comment that came out of it, and it was somebody saying that they were, I'm putting words in their mouth, like impressed, or they thought it was cool to see that what our gear is used in a professional setting instead of just like casual or for other video game streamers or things like that. They were like, oh, it's
Are you
cool.
sure
Like,
it wasn't used in a professional setting, but not by a professional?
we are professionals.
Well, I was suggesting me, not by a professional.
You're a professional.
Because I was the
though.
one you were showing behind the scenes.
Yeah, exactly. You use the stuff. That's a professional.
Yeah. Well, I try anyway.
So now I think there's like a lot of innate interest in like what goes on behind the scenes. And I always forget that like people can kind of sometimes see what behind the scenes looks like in the studio upstairs for the newscast.
Oh, yeah.
But like they really don't see much of what's going on here. But anyway, this leads me to my point. Yesterday we were talking about what we do here and some of the different things, but I have to show off the notepads. You can see them hanging up right here. They're probably going to be, powers that be will say take them away now that I'm going to show it. But I have 3 notepads that stick up here that help me.
Yeah, take them off and
Yeah, I'm
show
going
them.
to show them. So I wonder who made these. Well, first of all, this first one, oh, I forget. My camera is flipped, so it's going to appear backwards. Here, Scott, you have to show them. I don't think your camera's flipped.
Okay.
Take it.
What do you want me to start with?
You tell me. Let's see what comes up first.
Well, 2 of these are me. We'll start with this one.
Okay, so
This says live
says
cam. It's like
live
flashcards.
cam. Yeah. I have that one there because I
give
used
that one
to
back
say
to
it.
you.
Thank you. I kept saying it incorrectly. I forget what I was saying, but I was just calling him the incorrect thing. So it was helpful for me to put this up right there so I could remember it's live cam. And so I'm very grateful for that sticky note that I made. Next.
Oh, you should make it a little closer there.
I feel like, okay, hold on. Let me go full screen on you here. I feel like I should have, I don't know how to explain this one. I made it.
Does that look close?
Do you want to explain why?
because of
The turtle?
now I can't. Okay, hold on.
No, put up the
Because-
sticky note. You gotta do it with the sticky note.
Now this was the other one.
Hold on.
My turtle face.
Do it again. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. It's called the weather turtle. His
Oh, yeah.
fingers kind of cover
I'm sorry.
it. The weather turtle.
All right.
All right.
Now I'm blushing. You're turning red. There
So
you go.
those are the sticky notes. I made one for Tom Hansen too. It's over at his desk. It's just like a little face.
And here's your
Oh yes.
Christmas dessert,
Does that even
your
look?
cheesecake thing.
I'm gonna give everyone 5 seconds to think of what that could be. Oh wait, you already said what it is. Never mind. It was my cheesecake Santa Claus hats that I made for my Christmas bake-off or my New Year's bake-off, I guess.
Well, I hope they don't lose their stickability and you can put them back on.
I know. I'll put them on later so I don't get distracted because my brain's gonna be thinking about that. Ooh, Captain Eleven's still over there. Oh yeah. And then we have do not hit what is it? The desk with your hands, please.
Yes.
I didn't write that one.
That
Oh
one's
wait, hold it back
probably
up.
that one's probably for me.
I think Summer wrote that one. When she fills in for me, she asks people who sit back there not to hit the desk.
I'll put
as they
that one
should.
on the little monitor here.
Now that's some real behind the scenes of what goes on at the digital desk.
Ooh, what else you have? You got your big mug full of water.
Yeah, I don't think I talk about this enough.
Your Care Bears, right?
My Care Bear stare. My sister got me this big tumbler and I love it.
It's good.
I was like, where am I going to keep this? Well, honestly, this helps me drink water.
Yeah, stay hydrated.
Exactly. Like I try to drink 2 or 3 of these a day.
Good. That's good.
You like that? I'm trying to stay
I
healthy.
should try to do that myself.
You should. I'll give you one. You want a Care Bear stare mug?
No, I think I'm good.
You think you
I have my
can?
own.
I think we're going to have fun tomorrow for Inside the Newsroom on this segment, Scott Munt.
Why is
more-
that? Why?
Talk more about some TikToks. Tickety-talkities. We have some fun. What's
Kids with your
going-
TikToks.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we're out of time, Scott. Anything
That's
else you want to say? Oh, watch weather or not. We got a lot of
Whether
weather
or not.
headlines.
Yes, we have some cold coming in. It's been cold. We have snow today. Later, during the afternoon, look for snow in southeastern KELOLAND. Accumulations may approach an inch, maybe a little bit more than that in some areas. And I'll go through some of the computer models that do show that. Also look at the cold coming in for Friday, Saturday. Dangerous wind chills. Not good.
Who knows where I'll be? Inside.
So
I'll tell you that. I'll be
inside the newsroom.
Inside the newsroom. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, have a great day, everyone. Do it, Scott.
Wave it.